Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a company that has quietly built the ultimate toll booth for the internet, The Trade Desk. We're going to show you exactly how they did it. You know the feeling, right? You look at a pair of sneakers one time, and suddenly ads for those exact shoes are everywhere. On your news app, your favorite blog, everywhere. Well, that's not magic. It's the work of a company called The Trade Desk. So, to really get how this all works, you first have to understand that the internet is basically split into two completely different worlds. On one side, you've got what we call the walled gardens. Think Google, Meta. They're like these perfectly manicured lawns, neat, orderly, and totally controlled. But then you have the open internet, and that's, well, it's a wild, untamed jungle. We're talking millions of news sites, streaming apps, blogs, you name it. For an advertiser trying to place ads in that jungle, it's an absolute nightmare. So that's the big question. How do you tame that jungle? How do you reach people across all those different places? Well, that's exactly where the Trade Desk comes in. They've built the essential map and compass for advertisers to navigate that chaos. So how exactly did the Trade Desk turn all that chaos into a multi-billion-dollar business? Let's pop the hood on their brilliant and incredibly profitable business model. At its heart, the Trade Desk is something called a demand-side platform, or a DSP. The easiest way to think about it is like the New York Stock Exchange, but for ads. It's one single interface where advertisers can go to buy ad space across millions of websites and apps all at once. It's their one-stop shop. And here's the really crucial part. Unlike Google, which owns YouTube, or Meta, which owns Instagram, the Trade Desk doesn't own any of the websites or apps where the ads actually run. They're totally independent. They're like a neutral referee in the game. And for advertisers, that lack of a conflict of interest is a massive, massive deal. Now, for providing this amazing service, the Trade Desk takes a fee, a cut of every single dollar that advertisers spend. And that cut is right around 20%. But here's the wild part. That 20% number has pretty much stayed the same for over a decade. That's some serious pricing power. It tells you just how valuable their platform is. Let's just break that down really simply. For every dollar an advertiser spends using their software, about 80 cents goes straight to the publisher, the website or streaming service showing the ad. And the other 20 cents, that goes right into the Trade Desk's pocket. Simple, clean, and incredibly effective. And when you apply that model at scale, whoa. In 2024, advertisers pushed a mind-boggling $12 billion through the Trade Desk's platform. That simple 20% cut turned into $2.44 billion in pure revenue for them. That is the power of being the internet's toll booth. But see, the Trade Desk isn't just happy sitting back and collecting tolls. Oh no, they're making some seriously aggressive moves to basically own the entire highway. Let's look at how they're expanding their empire. So back in the old days, things were messy. An advertiser would use the Trade Desk, which then had to connect to another piece of software called a supply-side platform, or SSP. That's what publishers use to sell their ad space. Then the SSP would connect to the publisher. It was this long, complicated chain, and every single one of those middlemen took a cut. But now, the Trade Desk is flipping the whole script with something they call OpenPath. What they're doing is just completely cutting out that middleman, the SSP. They're building a direct superhighway from the advertiser straight to the publisher. This is a huge deal, and it's really shaking things up. And this is where it gets really brilliant. By getting rid of that middleman, sure, they make the whole system cheaper and more efficient for everybody. But they also just created a brand new way to make money. They still collect their 20% fee from the advertiser, but now they've started charging the publisher a fee too for that direct access. It's a total win-win for the Trade Desk. Okay, so you might be thinking, a 20% fee sounds kind of steep. Why don't advertisers just go with a cheaper option? And that is a great question. The answer, and the Trade Desk's real defensive moat, is their secret weapon, AI. Meet Kokai. This is the Trade Desk's monster AI engine. And when I say monster, I mean it. This thing analyzes over 13 million potential ad placements every single second. It's processing an astronomical amount of data to find the absolute perfect spot for an ad to get the best result. And the results? Well, they're pretty staggering. The data shows that campaigns running on Kokai are way more efficient. We're talking huge performance boosts and massive cost savings for the advertisers who use it. It's a total game changer. And this is why advertisers are more than happy to pay that 20% fee. The AI is so ridiculously good at optimizing their ad spend that it ends up saving them way more money than the fee itself costs. For advertisers, it's a complete no-brainer. So, when you put it all together, you've got this killer business model, you've got these brilliant strategic moves, and you've got this unbelievable AI engine. What you end up with is a financial fortress that is honestly the envy of the entire tech industry. Let's just look at the raw numbers. The numbers really do speak for themselves here. This company is an absolute cash machine. Revenue is growing at a super healthy rate, sure, but look at those profit margins. They are just through the roof. A 43% adjusted profit margin. I mean, that is just world class. It's almost unheard of. To put that in perspective, for every single dollar in revenue The Trade Desk brings in, they get to keep 43 cents as operating profit. That's like having a license to print money. And this incredible profitability creates this powerful flywheel effect. The more cash they generate, the more they can pour back into their technology, making things like Kokai even smarter. And the smarter their tech gets, the more valuable their platform becomes, and the more money they make. It's this beautiful, self-reinforcing cycle of success. So there you have it. The Trade Desk has masterfully tamed the wild west of the open internet and built an incredible empire. But we have to ask, in the world of technology, where things change in the blink of an eye, is any fortress truly unbeatable? The question isn't if they'll be challenged, but when, and by whom. And when that day comes, will this fortress be strong enough to hold?